What's going on, YouTubers, gamers, and hobbyists? Welcome to Chill with Pete, the coffee break catch up series, where I just go through bullet points of my week and life in general, updates, that sort of thing, how things are going. Anyway, I've got a cup of tea this time. Right there. Warhammer mug. Look at that. Look. Now, I've been busy assembling this week Marvel Crisis Protocol. You may have seen a couple of shorts. I don't know. Possibly. If not, then that's what I've been doing. Haven't had a lot of time for painting. I'm hoping I can change that over the course of this weekend. I'm hoping I can get a on the bench done at least. I have been able to get priming done just about. The weather has not been great, so it's been difficult, but I have managed to steal moments where I've been able to do that. So all my Marvel Crisis Protocol, both core box sets are assembled and primed, or at least the characters are, and the terrain is in one of the original core box set. So I've just got to assemble the terrain pieces from the later core box set, prep and prime those. I've also done a couple of some all-in-one miniatures that you don't assemble; they're all in one. Although looking at them, they're like WizKids ones or something, not Reaper bones. I've did a Frost Salamander, and yes, a Frost Salamander, and this is a Stone Giant. Now, the Frost Salamander I didn't put on the base because I thought the base was a bit crap, and they are. I'll be honest, it's thin and pointless. But with this guy, if you can see his base there, I felt it was kind of necessary. I gotta say, the quality of these is not great. They clearly are glued together because there's clear breaks in the model as to you can see where they were put together, different sections. And I have had to clean up quite a few mold lines on these bad boys. I don't know if they get some poor kids in China to assemble these or something on a production line, but I don't know. Whatever the case may be, not a lot of care has gone into the assembly of these. Probably why they're cheaper. That's fair enough. Get a lot of bang for your buck with these. But they are repairable, not repairable, but they are. You are able to kind of upgrade them if you buy them. But they say on the packet, primed and ready to paint. They might be primed, but they're not ready to paint by any stretch of the imagination. No way, Jose. But a little TLC, and that sorted that out. So I've got the Frost Salamander as well. That's all put away in the box. He'll be going away in the box too. This guy. And I'll be able to use them for on the benches, on the beaches in the summer, whatever, right? Whenever I need them, paint them up, and that'll be good. But ready to go now, so that's good. What else? Well, yesterday was an odd day for me, 15th of January. Would have been my mum's birthday. This is the first year without her. I lost her last year. It's like, the year of the first, isn't it? The first birthday, like her birthday, I would have called her. And when it's my birthday in March, it'll be weird as well because she would have called me, that kind of thing. And she's been on my mind a lot lately. Yeah, it's just, I wasn't upset. Sad, maybe ever so slightly, but more than anything, it just felt weird just not having her here, for this year, this 2026. She's not here. What's going on? I don't know. It's very strange, but that's the way it is. Life goes on. You lose your parents when you get older. I mean, I'm certainly getting older now. I'm certainly feeling Nobody told me all the downfalls and the pitfalls of getting older. Nobody tells you that. Like, oh, if you're lucky enough to make it through to old age, you're gonna get agonizing pain in your joints and your muscles and this, that, and the other. You're gonna get conditions. You're gonna get MS. You're gonna get epilepsy. You're gonna get ADHD. All those things. Wow, no, doesn't sound that good of a deal, to be honest. Doesn't, does it? Anyway, I'm just gonna have a sip of my tea, which is probably still too hot. It is still too hot, to be fair. I've been watching a lot of your videos that you've been putting on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for doing that because I love watching your videos. A lot of you, you know who you are. A lot of videos that I watch. I love your updates. I particularly like paint along videos. There's not enough of those out there these days. Because I mean, I love doing them, and that's fine. But I haven't been able to lately. So what do I watch? I've started watching again for the I don't know how many third or fourth time now. I've been going back to a channel called Mini War Gamer J. He used to work for Mini War Gaming. His Painting with J series, I just loved that series. I'm just rewatching them. They're gold, they really are gold. I hope he never takes any other videos down. He hasn't been active for a while, but about 4 months, I think, since his last video. I mean, I do hope he puts more up. He had quite a hiatus for a while, and then came back to the hobby, life and all the rest of it, all that usual stuff, that governs that goes on. So yeah, it might be a similar thing. I am contemplating getting into Conflict 47. So I won't say keep an eye out because it's not going to be happening anytime soon. But yeah, Conflict 47, that looks like a cool game with the bolt action game mechanics, which I love. Absolutely love that turn-based dice system because it's just superb for solo play. Superb. And as I have like a 4x3 table, easy to set up little conflicts there, little skirmishes and whatnot. Uh, I don't have the energy to drag everything out to set up a 6x4 table, so the 3x4 will do just fine. But of course, it's got to accommodate all my other games, my board games, my role playing games, and anything else I see fit to do. Now, that aside, work has been going okay. Very slow after the Christmas break. At least I think it's slow. We're not snowed under, as it were. So yeah, that's a surprise to be sure. I thought we'd be busier by now, but it's a slow burn, I guess. That's okay. What else? Anything hobby wise? I don't think there's too much hobby wise. Yeah, we're getting into our routines with the winter walks situation with Dylan. He likes to go out first thing in the morning, and we do that. Sometimes, if it's not pouring down with rain in the daytime, we'll go out for a walk then as well. But we're skipping the evening walks during the winter because he doesn't like it. He would rather. He's gotten used to a pattern. You see, he's gotten used to a pattern of having his dinner, going in on the sofa for a while till bedtime. Then he goes to bed, and then the cat comes down and joins us on the sofa. So he's kind of got like a new routine almost going. So that'll have to change in the summer when the days get a bit longer. But he's adapting to the shorter days quite well, I think. His training is still ongoing, of course, and he's doing really well with that. So all in all, it's been quite a good week for like domestic and work stuff. Um, I'm I've been thinking about work a lot recently, like a lot of us do. As think about ascertaining our place in the workforce. Do I Do I still want to work? Should I look for something else? All that kind of stuff. Because I can foresee a couple of things happening in the near future, within the next 18 months. There's a couple of my work colleagues who I think I'm 95% sure are going to be pregnant within the next 18 months. And of course, they'll be off long term, which will put us a couple of guys short on our team. So I don't know how that's going to affect things. And I'm looking to move departments anyway. So it might not affect me. It might. I don't know. But we'll see on that score. I'm hoping in the new financial year to be able to move to a different department and learn some new stuff, meet some new people, and kind of I don't know, just refresh the batteries a little bit or refresh the job because it gets a bit. I don't know. I don't know what the word is, but I think from my tone what I'm talking about when it comes to work. Not jaded as such, but you kind of get things aren't going anywhere and uh, nothing new's happening, and I just you want something new, right? Something different at least, and yeah. So I think that'll be a way of it happening. So that's that. But other than that, I'm very grateful for my work. It enables me to do what I do, although it doesn't give me a lot of free time for my hobby. I have to say, it does pay the bills. Yes, it does. I just wish there was another way. I really do. So tired lately. I've been getting more tired during the winter. I think that might be a winter thing. I don't know how it affects you guys, but I think winter, the cold, makes me feel more tired than usual. I think in the summer I'll be like, yeah, let's go to the beach, let's go in the water, let's go swimming, blah 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 blah. And I think the longer days just give you more energy, gives me more energy. I can see why certain creatures hibernate for the winter. It's not such a bad idea. I wouldn't mind doing it myself sometimes. Well, most of the time actually, but yeah. Question for you guys: how are you guys doing in internet land? How are your YouTube channels doing? Are you happy with where you are? What good sort of stuff. This isn't a. I'm not fishing for questions for like P and Q. Although, if you want to ask me a question, put it in the comments section. I'll add it to my list. I want to do a P and Q for my birthday. This time, I will put who the questions come from. If you want to go and check them out, whatever. And because I think that was something that was lacking in the last one, because I didn't always put who the questions were from, and I didn't bother saying it in the P and Qs of the last year. So I think that might have detracted from some views. So we'll get back to naming who they come from. I think so. Yeah. Unless you want to stay anonymous, of course, just say. Just say. But I don't see why you would. Nobody uses but rare. Not many people use their real names on YouTube anyway. But yeah, whatever. Gonna have some more tea. Don't forget, the episode lasts as long as it takes me to drink a cup, and the more I start drinking, the quicker it starts cooling, which is a good thing. I'm just looking at this guy here now, thinking how I'm going to paint him. I'll probably do a mixture of regular opaque paints and speed paints. Probably do a mixture of both. Yeah, Stone Giant. I'll work on his base though as well. Build that up a bit. I'm gonna put some grass in there. That'd be funky, unique. Okay. What else has been happening? Anything else? I'm still waiting on DVLA. But my driving license still I've not heard. Other than they're looking at it. Blah blah blah. I wish they'd hurry up. It's taking forever. I'll be getting seriously. We'll be getting a new car before they get around to saying, "Yeah, you can have your license back at this rate." At the moment, it's just Mrs. Mini Warzone that uses the car, which is a shame because I like driving. You see, and I don't have the need or desire to drive far, just to the shops and back, or to the field and back. Or to somewhere like Blackberry Camp with Dylan and back. That that sort of thing. Maybe the odd day trip here and there in holiday time would be nice. I'd like that, but it's not happening at the moment, and I've just got to wait. There's nothing I can do other than wait. So, as annoying as that is for me, I've just got to bite the bullet and just get on with it, really. But yeah, I think my next on the bench episode is going to be focusing around finishing up my Blood Angels, so that will mean decal work. Now, how long it's going to take me to do decals on them, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. But once I get that done, touch up their bases a little bit, and then I'm going to call it a day on the Space Crusade journey for now. Once they're done, because I can play then. I've got Blood Angels I can always play with. I've done the Gene Stealers, and hopefully I'll have finished up the Necron. Sorry, the androids by then. Androids, Necrons, you know what I mean. They're called androids in Space Crusade, but they are Necrons. Right, what else do I have to impart? I don't think there's an awful lot else. I think while I drink my tea. No, I don't think there's an awful lot else going on. I've ordered myself a book of painting fantasy miniatures. I'll be honest, being lazy, I'm hoping there's some nice pictures in there that I can look at. The sort of pictures you used to get in White Dwarf back in the day. I still love looking at those pictures. Brilliant. Used to get so much inspiration and imagination from them. But wow, imagine having miniatures like that I could paint and have them all painted up. When I was a kid, there was only one boy at school that had that, and he was called Robert Saunders. If you're watching, Rob, get in touch sometime and hit me up. Let's talk about D&D and all things geeky. Yeah, he was part of a D&D group I was in with a couple of other friends from school, and we ended up playing long after we left school. We were still playing those games in the same world, and it was all good. So yeah, I'm really tired at the moment. This weather, as I said, makes me really tired. Slept quite well last night, but so tired today. So tired. And work makes me tired. Just drains the energy from me. It really does. But it's been okay. Rewatching Sherlock, the series at the moment. Just in between streaming things, really waiting for House of Asher to finish all its episodes, and then I'm going to binge watch those. Because they are. I love that whole Spartacus thing. It's just amazing. Loved it, and I've only seen the first episode of it because it was on Netflix. Or was it on Amazon Prime? It was on somewhere anyway. I saw the first episode and I thought, wow, it hasn't lost any of its flavor from the originals. So really looking forward to that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I have to update you on. And I don't know really why I'm looking across at my desk because there's nothing new on there. Nothing new. I I've started assembling miniatures at my work desk in things like downtime, like lunchtime and things like that. Any spare time I get, because that's something one less thing I have to do then, right? Because if I can get miniatures primed, prepped, ready to go, I can do tutorials. I can do on the benches, on the beaches, and we're all good. Um, if any of you don't know what the difference between an episode of On the Benches and an episode of On the Beaches, there's not really much difference in format at all. It's just the quality I film them in. I usually, not always, but I usually film the On the Beaches at a higher quality than the On the Benches. But like I said, that's not always the case. Sometimes I film On the Benches in a higher resolution as well. But I look at them and think, is there really any need for it to be in high def? I don't know. They're long videos. They're about an hour long, and that can take a while to render, etc., on the computers. But yeah. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble like a lunatic. All the not that we had much in the way of goodies left over from Christmas, but they were all gone long ago. Since we've made our own shortbread since, I'm gonna have to do that again because that was really, really nice. You know, there's no crap in it then. And you use your own ingredients. And next big holiday I must get around. I must make some pasties. I keep threatening it. I'm going to. Certain people that I have to make them for. So yeah, I'll show you how it's done, folks. I'm not going to make a video on it. But I will show you the end results if you like. I know there's someone on my Instagram that wants to see that. I do. It's true. Used to be a baker. Be a lot of things. A baker is one of them. Back in the long, distant past of my youth, when I was young and poor, and I had no money, poor living accommodations, and yeah, that job, which was 6 days a week. And I can hear the rain pouring down outside now. Goodness me. Glad all my priming got done earlier when it was not raining, hey? Anyway, going far too long. Let's finish up my tea a minute. I don't think there's anything I've got my eye on that I'm waiting for. I'm trying to build up a couple of my 4K disc movies collections, particularly my Marvel movies and a couple of classics. Trying to get a couple of more books that I like, such as that How to Paint Fantasy Models one, just because I want to see some cool pictures, really. Some cool artwork. I doubt very much it'll tell me anything I don't already know, but my mind is open. I have an open mind. There you go, folks. That's it. Thank you for watching this video. I do appreciate it, you know, and I do want to get back to doing the paint along videos because they're my favorite ones to do. Maybe I'll be able to get one done over the weekend. That'd be like amazing if I can. Fingers crossed. Yeah. So in the meantime, please give this video a thumbs up, a share, subscribe if you're not already, and hit that bell notification button. You know you want. Oops. You know you want to. Anyway, bye for now, folks. Bye bye.